This is my pallet area, and these plants, some of these plants are sad, but there's some kale. It's doing something. It's been attacked by bugs all summer long, but it's still green, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not throwing it out just yet. I might plant something else in there with it. I got some citrus back here. The big one is the grapefruit. That's from seed. I don't know what it's going to produce. I think I've told the story before, but I bought a grapefruit and every seed inside of it had a root on it. And so I said I'm going to plant one of those and see what happens. That is a kumquat, the small one. Someone sent that to me. I think it was Diva Jones. So we'll see how that goes. I think it might be from seed as well. Strawberries back there. This one had my dwarf sunflower in it, and here's the seed head, and it has seeds in it. I'll be saving those seeds. This one came from a saved seed, I believe, and so I'm going to save those sunflower seeds up to plant those next year. I'm not going to be eating them. They're tiny. There's more strawberries back there. The strawberries did pretty good this year. There's more strawberries back there. I need to mulch them before it gets too cold. And then there's more strawberries over here. There you go, strawberries. This is let me get my toes out of there. This is a service berry tree. It's dropped its leaves already. It's doing pretty good. And that's all that's on my pallet. It's all the containers I have on my pallet over here. And then not last, but this are my 2 containers that have mint in it and lemon balm. I have harvested off of these several times. There's 2 kinds of mint in there. It's hard to tell the difference, but there's peppermint in there and there's spearmint in there. But yeah, I've harvested off of them several times. This is several years old. I think these containers, this is over 5 years old. I don't know how long I can't remember how long I've had that mint, but I've had it a long time, and it just keeps on going. Let's go over to the other container. Okay, got a little concrete pad here, and on it I have a container that has my butterfly pea in it, and it's doing great. There's some butterfly pea flowers that need to be harvested today. I used some cane poles for it to climb up on, and also in there with the cut butterfly pea is bitter melon. This has been interesting because it has been blooming constantly since, I guess, August. It's been blooming constantly. I've got a little shelf that it's climbing up on, and I've got one bitter melon that is, it's turning yellow. I'm getting ready to harvest it here in a little bit. I really wanted to let it go until it was completely ripe and the seeds inside turned red, because I only got the one. And I wanted to taste it at that stage, but I'm going to go ahead and harvest it because I don't want the bugs to get it. Also, there's a container here that has some red mustard in it, and it's got some green mustard in it, but for whatever reason, this container is not growing well. It had some lettuce in it and some other mustards in it, and I transplanted them out of there because it was just sitting. Just not growing well, just sitting. I think maybe the soil is too heavy. Although when I look at it, I see it appears to have a good bit of sand in it, so it should drain well, but it just stays wet. And so I'm going to take everything out of here and take the soil out and refurbish the soil, and then try again in this container. And in this container, I have some, this is some clover in this. I'm not sure what kind of clover it is. And this is some plantain, narrow leaf plantain. I hope y'all can see that. You can see the veins on the leaves. It's narrow leaf plantain. And the plants in here were liberated from someplace in my community where I saw it growing on a lot that was an empty lot. I have a plant liberation kit in the back of my car. Shout out to Clausen's World for that idea. There will be a link to her channel in the description below. She posted about that idea, and I will probably do a little short video on my liberation kit. While we're over here, I want to show you a flower. I don't have very many flowers that I just grow for flowers. This plant is probably, I want to say it's probably a good 15 years old. It is a miniature rose. It is beautiful. It's in bloom right now, October 10th. And pretty. I don't remember where I got it from. I ordered it offline years ago. I think I ordered 5 or so of them. This is the only one that has survived this long, and it's looking good. And I do nothing to it. I don't fertilize it. I don't water it. I try to keep the weeds out of it. That's it. It would probably look a whole lot better if I would take care of it. So I told you that I took some mustard greens out of that other container. I put them in this grow bag, and as you can see, it is flourishing in this grow bag. I don't know if it's because this, where it's sitting, it's in the sun, in the shade part of the day. It does get some sun, but it is in the shade much of the day, and so that may be why. I also put some onions in there with it. These are, I think, are scallions, and I believe all of them are grocery store scallions that I have cut the bottoms off a couple times, used the tops and put the bottoms back in the dirt. Those are grocery store scallions. I have another container of grocery store scallions over here. I refurbished the soil in this container the same time I put that grow bag together over there. Put some grocery store scallions in here, and they are doing fine. They are about ready to harvest and the tops off of. And then let's see, what else do I have? There is my one goldenrod. Actually, I have another one. I have a tiny one on the other side of the house. But this is the one goldenrod that I knew I had until 2 days ago, that is growing up the side of my house over here by some lantana and some shrubs. But I'm going to harvest it. Satsuma seedlings from seed. If anybody can tell me why the top leaves of these are doing this curling up thing and falling off. Is it a pest? Is something eating on it? Is it drying out? Am I overwatering or underwatering it? If anybody can tell me, I would love to know. But these are satsumas from seed. A friend of mine has a tree in her backyard. I keep saying I'm going to get an air layer off of it. I haven't done that yet, but last time I ate some, I put the seeds in the dirt. This is what we have. No, those are not green arrow peas over there. Those are lemons. I dropped some lemon seeds in this container. with this lemongrass, and they germinated. I don't know what it'll produce, if anything, but I will drop seeds in a minute and see what happens. That's how I ended up with muscadines. I dropped some seeds in a container. They grew, and eventually my husband said, "Aren't you going to do anything with those?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's put them in the ground." And so here's my lemongrass. I just have the one plant that I put in, grew that from seed this year, and I'm pleased with it. I'm going to harvest some of those leaves here in a little bit and see what happens. I don't think I'm going to try to overwinter it. I don't know. I've got more seeds, so we'll see what happens. It may overwinter here, it may not. We'll see what happens. And last, my half barrel container. As you can see, I have a tomato growing in here. And I talked about this tomato in my other bed. This is a sweet bomb. No, sugar bomb. It's called a sugar bomb. Cherry tomato or grape tomato. I'm not sure which. It's the sugar bomb tomato. I bought it at the grocery store. They were really good. So I cut one in half and put the seeds in a pot. And when the seedlings grew, I separated them and put them in pots. And so now I have this plant here and 3 other plants on other parts of the garden. I put them in several places because you never know where it's going to do well. And as you can see, it is full of tomatoes, green tomatoes. I have harvested off of it. I'll have to show you guys the harvest that I have inside. We got a few blushing and one almost ripe. One of the stems broke off of it, and the other one broke, and so it's damaged. But the broken one, I just stuck it in the dirt because it had tomatoes on it, and those are ripening out here. I don't know that the stem is still alive. I don't care, but they're ripening. And then also in this half barrel, I have dwarf blue curled kale, butter crunch lettuce, a couple of collard greens of some kind. I can't remember. I think they may be Georgia collard greens. They're little over there. I'm going to transplant them to someplace else. Another mustard, India Florida broadleaf. No, mustard, India Florida broadleaf. Yeah, mustard. That was in that other container that wasn't doing well. I transplanted it to this one. It's doing better. And there are a few other little mustards that I just transplanted a day or two ago. One there, and one right there that I just transplanted a day ago. In here as well. When they get some size on them, I probably will move them out of here and into one of my beds on the other side. I like to have stuff in this container because this one I will come out to every single day, couple times a day. Like if it needs watering twice a day, it will get it. If it's out on the other side of the garden, it may not get watered but once a day. And so I can baby them a little bit more until they get strong enough to move elsewhere in the garden. And that is my fall garden tour. And that, friends and family, is my 2022 fall garden tour. I thank you guys for watching the video, for coming by to visit me, for stopping by. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up button and give me a like. It really makes a difference. During the month of September, I did a day. You might want to check them out. Bye now.